Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I want to make this video really quick and sweet. Let's see if I actually succeed with that. I want to tell you about the books that I will be taking with me once I move out. Today that I'm filming this, it is, I believe, Tuesday, and I will be moving out on Saturday. I'm moving away to go and do my master's in another country on another continent. It's a whole thing. And of course, the moving out process gets complicated by the fact that I can't rent a truck, pack tons of boxes, and like drive to the city that I'm moving to. That would take just a tad too long trying to get to the other side of the world and do that. So obviously I have to fly. Flying somewhere while moving out, of course, means that I only have pretty much one suitcase, like one suitcase that I can give up and one small little suitcase that I can use as a carry-on to take all the stuff that I want to take with me, which of course includes my books. So I have to be really frugal. I cannot take a lot of books with me. And at first I feel like I thought about this way too much. Like I went through my entire bookshelf, looked at every single book, was like, oh, do I want to take you with me or not? And I ended up with a stack of books that was just like so unrealistic. I could never take all of these books with me. So now I decided to be way more practical about this. And I pretty much decided to take only, more or less, only the books with me that I already have on my physical TBR, books that I already have in their physical form but not yet read. And I'm just going to take these books with me instead of taking tons of books with me that I already have read. And yes, I know I like them, so in that sense they could give me comfort once I'm somewhere else by my own and I have to manage life there. I get that the thought of having a comfort book with you there makes a lot of sense, but at the same time I'm always craving to read new books and dive into new stories. So that's why I decided it makes way more sense, at least like for me, I think, to take the books that I have not yet read with me and like one or two that are a safe bet because I know I already like them. But let's talk about my physical TBR first. These 4 books are definitely gonna come with me once I move out on Saturday. So first up we have Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I heard so much about this book that I decided to go get it and read it. I did not like Emily Henry's other book that I read, which is People We Meet on Vacation, but I really heard a lot of great things about this book, even from people that are very, very critical, especially about their romance picks. So I have high hopes. Also, I mean, the title, of course, just does it to each and every one of us book lovers, right? Like, you want to love the book for nothing else but the title. Also, I like the colors, so I don't mind taking this with me because obviously in this tiny little student dorm that I'm going to share with another person, I'm going to have to try and create like my personal safe bubble there. I'm going to have to try and make this half of a room that I have to myself my home. So of course having like cute and pretty colors and covers with me, that's going to help. So the first book that I'm going to take with me. Moving on to Ariadne. I actually think this is almost a safe bet because I just talked about how with new books you don't know if you're gonna like them, then you're gonna have like this one book with you that you didn't even like. I feel like this is more or less a safe bet because I really liked Electra. I just read that at the like mid or like towards the end of July, so I literally just read Electra, really liked it so much so that I actually considered taking Electra with me just because I liked it so much. But then I thought, okay, that really doesn't make any sense. Like I literally just read it. It'll be stupid. But I decided to rather pick up the first book of Jennifer Saint, which is also supposed to be really great. Of course, I can't know if I will like it as much as I liked Electra, but at least this is somewhat of a safe bet. So like another one that is going with me. Number 3 on the list is the newest release of Seishi Yukumisu. When I say newest release, I mean the latest translation of his works into English. This is the 4th book that has now been translated after these 3 right here. I have like videos about all of these books. I can leave them down below or like linked here. And I'm really excited about this for several reasons. Now, not only did I love all of the first 3 books that got translated, Seishi Yukumisu next to Agatha Christie is also, I would say, my favorite murder mystery author. So of course I'm super hyped about reading this new book. Another thing is though that this is actually the first ARC I ever received. ARC stands for Advanced Reading Copy. I received this actually just like, I think maybe the day before it got officially published. I received this because it did take some time with like shipping, etc. I don't even know, but this was sent to me by the publishers after I personally reached out to them and like told them about my love for Seishi Kumisu and how I had like made videos about these other books and how excited I am for the new translation to come out. And so they consented to sending me in advance and like free copy of the book. So this book, for several reasons, means a lot to me, and I hope, considering I really like these other books, I'm also gonna just like the story in itself. So another, I would say, pretty safe bet. Now, last but not least, on my physical TBR, this has been sitting on my shelf for a while, I'm gonna admit that. East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I got this purely because of the cover. I saw this beautiful Instagram post, and it is my strongest wish to recreate this exact post using my own copy. Really, I just want to repost this one picture and have it on my Instagram feed because it looks so fucking beautiful. But yeah, I got the copy a while ago, but because this is such a mammoth, and from what I've heard of East of Eden, I don't really think I'm gonna enjoy it all that much. But I got it because of the cover, and I mean, I'm down to trying it. I mean, I'm down to always reading books that I think I might not love, but I still am down to trying them or like reading them anyway, and then I'm all the wiser, you know? Maybe this one is not going to be the best time for me, but then again, maybe I'm going to enjoy it more than I now obviously think I will. Who knows? But then again, I also don't mind at all taking this with me for nothing else but the cover, because I love it. And look out for my recreation of this beautiful Instagram post. So these are the 4 books that I had on my physical TBR still that I now just decided makes sense to take these with me. Also, I really like the orange and blue color scheme I have going on, so don't mind that. And then I still, one more time, went over my entire bookshelf, my collection, and I have accumulated like 4 more books, a little stack of books that I think I'm also going to take with me. Now, these are books that I have already read, and I'm going to take them with me as comfort reads, I guess, but also because, especially with the one of them, I didn't actually like it that much when I read it for the first time, but now I really, really want to reread it because the situation that this book is about is, I guess, somewhat similar to the situation that I'm now actually in my actual life, but we'll talk about it. Now, first up, The 13 Problems. This is the Spanish edition that I have. Not only is this one of my favorite Miss Marples, though I am gonna be completely frank about the fact that reading Agatha Christie in Spanish is not the same for me as reading it in English, not only because obviously English is the original language that it is written in, but also because my Spanish is not perfect. It is way more of an effort to read Agatha Christie in Spanish than if I just read her in English. So I'm not necessarily, to be really honest, taking this with me as a comfort read. I don't know if I would really pick this up to lighten up my mood, because as I just said, reading something in Spanish is more of a chore than reading something else, like something else I just read for my enjoyment or like to lighten the mood. I don't even know. But with Spanish, there's always like this added layer of, this is a bit exhausting, but this is one of my favorite covers of all time. It's like at the forefront of my bookshelf here at home. And so I think I'm just going to take it with me to have it at the forefront of my bookshelf in my now new home, I guess. Now, 2 more books on my lap right here. The Love Hypothesis, I'm going to take with me as a comfort read. I have only at the end of July, so 2 weeks ago basically, listened to this as an audiobook, and I was kind of obsessed with it. I really, really, really liked it. So I decided to get it as a physical copy as well. And now I want to take this with me to read it again, like to read it for the first time, because I've only listened to it up until now. And I know I'm gonna love it because I was really obsessed with it when I listened to it, and I kind of want to annotate it and like mark my favorite parts of the story. So this is gonna be the comfort read, or like one of the comfort reads that I'm gonna take with me because I know I'm gonna love it. So The Love Hypothesis, I guess it's coming with me. And now, last but not least, the book I talked about before, which is a bit of a surprise. I think I'm going to take Exciting Times by Nisha Dolan with me. When I read this, I think I read this pretty much a year ago. I will probably have talked about it in my July or August reading wrap-up of last year. I was okay with this book, but I wasn't actually crazy about it. But right now, while I was going through my bookshelf, I stumbled across it and I was like, wait, isn't my living situation kind of similar? Because I think, wasn't this about a girl who, after she finished her bachelor in Ireland, she moves to Hong Kong to work there as a English teacher, and it's about the relationship she has there, trying to lead somewhat of a life there, but she really struggles with it because she doesn't really make friends outside of like 2 people whom she starts then having relationships with. I don't even know. And now I'm, after finishing my bachelor here, going to do my master's in Seoul. Obviously that is not the same, but I feel like it's just like maybe like a similar vibe. And maybe now if I reread it, I will be able to connect to the main protagonist more, because I know I was not too gripped by everything when I read it a year ago. I was kind of bored by it. Not a lot really happens. It's literally actually only about these 2 relationship this girl has while she's living in Hong Kong. But maybe if I now read it again, I would be able to read more between the lines of what is actually going on inside the character herself. Because I remember that there was only very little self-reflection for the character herself, because she was so wrapped up in these 2 relationships that she had. But maybe there's more in between the lines that I didn't really catch up on. But maybe now I would, because my living situation would be somewhat similar. Being like in a very new and different place, trying to create a social network there, make friends, have relationships and stuff like that. I don't know. So for some reason, I really want to reread this now. This would be available to me on Libby as well. So I could actually just like read it as an ebook. There's no need per se for me to take the physical copy with me. But because I think maybe this time around, I'm gonna like this book so much more. Maybe I'm also gonna want to annotate it or something like that. And that's why I think I want to take the physical copy with me. Like, I'm talking about annotating so much. I have never in my life annotated a book, and now it sounds like, oh my God, I'm reading all these books because I want to annotate them. That would be like, for these 2 books, that would be the first time for me to actually do it. But especially with these 2 books now, I feel like I want to do it for the first time. So that's why I want to take them with me. So that was that already. These are the books I plan on taking with me. It's still actually kind of a lot, to be honest. I only have 1 suitcase, you guys. But I think I'm proud of having made a selection like that, because that first stack of books I gathered when I went through my bookshelf, it was like twice as big basically. But just like a few more words as to how I'm going to read once I have now moved, because not only can I now not take a lot of books with me, also once I have moved, I can't go book shopping like crazy, because the thing is, you have to move out of your student dormitory every semester break. So after every semester, all of my stuff still has to fit into only this 1.5 suitcases that I have. So yeah, I can't go book shopping like crazy. So basically I have to make the switch now, at least for the majority, to ebooks and like audiobooks. For this purpose, I have downloaded the app, wait a second, Libby. It looks like that. You can link this up to your local library card. I signed up with my local library still like here. It is also my plan that once I move to Seoul, I also sign up for a library card there, because I think you can hook it up to several library cards, and then you will just have access to several libraries basically. And yeah, you have access to so many books, and you can borrow them like you would with a physical library, but you do it digitally. It's really convenient. You have access to so many books. Sometimes you have to put them on a waiting list because other people have signed up for them fast, and you have to wait a bit before you can get them. Sometimes they're available right away. So yeah, I already have accumulated like this long list of books and audiobooks that I want to read and listen to. I already have been trying this out. Like, this is the first time I'm actually reading books on a screen, but it's going well so far. And yeah, these are like, for example, some of the books and audiobooks I have already consumed now. But yeah, actually this Libby app really coming in clutch. So that's basically how I'm going to handle the majority of my reading. But I mean, I already know, of course, I'm still going to buy a couple of books, but they have to be really, really frugal. I can't go book shopping, guys. I really, really can't, because yeah, one suitcase. Anyway, so that was that. These are the, wait, is it 8? I believe so, 8 books I'm going to be taking with me when I move. I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know if this was interesting to anyone actually, but I just thought I have to share this information with you, right? Maybe it is riveting to someone of some sort. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to see you in the next time. Bye!